Hello, my name is Gary, and I am making a video for people who own a late model. This is a 1969 Case 430, and I had, the manual, and I guess I didn't have the manual, but at that time. But people want to know. I'm changing all the fluids in this machine, and here's the filter, and I took this union off here and undid these 4 bolts, and inside of here is a metal filter with a cloth-based filter, which looked good. I cleaned it with some soap and made sure that she filtered through a little bit, dried her out really good, and put her back in, and it had some metal sleeves on it. Unfortunately, I already put it back in, so I can't show you. And then I had trouble finding this is the hole here right below the seat for the gear oil, or depending on what fluid you stick in here. People have different tastes in fluid these days for the older tractors with the newer fluids, since they don't label them the same. And then I had troubles finding the plug for the gear oil in general. But if you look here and you scoot this over, it's right here on the right hand side, facing as if you were sitting forward in the seat. Underneath the seat, there's a plug right here for changing the gear oil. And then we're going to step around here and look, and inside of this hole underneath the battery, underneath there, which is kind of hard to get to, but he's inside of there. You see I got it open, is where you're going to fill the hydraulic fluid, which is, these old tractors don't take hydraulic fluid, they take oil. So you'll want to look at making sure that you decide what kind of oil you're going to place in your tractor. I read a case, a PDF document or something from a case guy that said, read the manual and stick in there what you're supposed to, but you're going to find that a lot of the tractor's material doesn't say exactly the same terms in oil specs. So you gotta choose what to stick in here. I particularly going to stick in, I'm going to go to a unified fluid, which is sold at Tractor Supply, and I'll see how it does. And I'm going to stick 15W40 in the motor, and I do have a new filter for that. I'm told that there's a filter inside of this casing here, which is the power steering, and of course this has a filter for the oil. And excuse me, I'm gonna go back. I'm going to the wrong side of the tractor. The oil. There's the filter for the oil, and the drain plug, of course, is relationship to the motor. So there's 3 chambers: motor oil, hydraulic fluid in the center, and the plug is directly underneath there. That one's easy to find, but you almost, if you're a new tractor owner, you're buying an old tractor, you might get confused which one's which. So here's the hydraulic system, and of course you got your gear casing, and then the exchange in the hole in the back. So they do have dipsticks, and I'll show you my dipstick in case you don't have one, but that's how high the dipstick is for. This is the hydraulic, so I'll put it up in relationship to the tank so you can see it. See how high that is? And then if you look closely, there's a divot right there. It tells you how high and where it's supposed to be full at. I'd say it's about a ½ inch down on that dipstick. And go ahead and measure the dipstick for those of you that might not have the dipstick. So this is a 12-inch ruler. So the dipstick is looks to be about 7 3/4, and then that divot is about 3/4 of an, excuse me, 5/8, I'd say 5/8 or so down from the top. And then of course the dipstick for the gear exchange. Put that down here. So that dipstick from the top there is about 11 inches, maybe an eighth more. And then of course the divot for that is right at the top right there, and go ahead and put that there, measure how far the divot is down, and it looks to be about 1¼ inch. So hope that helps you people with your case 430. This is a 1969 model, and this is what they consider a late case 430. So I hope this helps. Any questions, comments, put them in the comments. Thanks, and have a good day.